Hey everyone, how is it going? It is your pal, Sal here. Welcome back to our Katy Perry discography journey. How is it going, everybody? This video, I cannot believe that we did it. Today we are wrapping up this journey. Yes, I know that Smile comes after this album as well too, but I already did a reaction to that back when that album came out, so this is the last day. It feels weird, but I'm really happy today to be talking about Katy Perry's fifth or fourth, again, however you want to take it, studio album, which is called Witness. So this album, this is one that I've been very excited and very scared to listen to, because even though, you know, now I kind of would a little bit, but I never would have considered myself a Katy Perry stan. I would say I'm a big fan now. I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to the ends of the earth for Katy, just quite yet, but I do like her a lot, and I'm so happy to know more of her discography. But I remember very vividly this era, going into it, just the singles, the aesthetic, and weirdly enough, even though it's not really going to affect us much here, I do remember when this album came out that I did try and listen to it, and I didn't really like it. So just as to point out our pointers from here, this album was released on June 9th of 2017. It came out about 4 years after after Prism, and in between those 4 years, Katy did go on the Prismatic World Tour. You can expect a reaction to that someday, not today, but someday. And in between, she just kind of took a little break, had some time for herself. A little bit before this album came out, she released a standalone single called Rise. My friend Jordan was actually messaging me the other day. It's like, have you heard this? And I remember when Rise came out, and I didn't like it. And I listened to it yesterday to just remind myself, and I still didn't really like it. So there was that, and then in between, there were the rollout of the singles, which began with Chained to the Rhythm, which I'm gonna have to go into detail with each song as we get to it, but there were, so basically, the singles, Chained to the Rhythm, Bon Appetit. Bon Appetit is where she cut her hair short and blonde, and in my opinion, not very nice looking. I remember when she did it, I was never a fan. But we're not going to really focus on that there, because today's just really about the music. And then there was the Swish Swish video, the song, Backpack Kid. And then there were two final singles, which were Save as Draft and Hey Hey Hey. I think I've heard Hey Hey Hey, but we'll go into detail when I hear it. And also, did I say this album did chart at #1 in the Billboard 200, so it did do well, and it got to #1, so there's that. But the singles were quite a bit of a letdown from the previous years of Miss Katy Perry's career. And I remember this is the era when everyone decided it was cool to hate Katy Perry, like, we hate her now. And that wasn't the reason why at least from what I remember, I didn't like Witness. I guess with the album, I wasn't grooving with it. But like I said, I only really remember the first 3 singles. And I'm excited to go into this with an open mind and an open heart. I have to say, Prism is just an absolutely gorgeous album. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited to listen to this, because I need to know. I want to see or hear. I always say see like I'm looking at something. But hear for myself how I feel about Witness, about this era. I think it's a real shame that Katy, it's just like with this album, she really alienated a lot of people. And from what I remember, I didn't get that at the time either. I don't know. It's just weird. People want to like the least talented and hate on the more, at least more interesting talent. I don't know. It's weird. But here we go. We're going to get started with this album. We begin with track #1, which is the title track, Witness. So let's witness this little piece of art in itself. Here we go. Okay, we're getting a little guitar.
Could you go down with me tonight? The flow.
I don't like that.
Only got this life. We are all just looking for a connection. Yeah, we all want to be seen. I'm looking for someone who speaks my language. Someone to write this rhyme with me. Can I get a witness?
I remember this.
Will you be my witness? I want to be seen. I'm looking for someone who speaks my language.
That's pretty. The harmonizing. The harmonize. LOL. A little whistle. I can't whistle. Okay, that was Witness, and the feeling that I was getting with this song is that I wanted it to be better than it was. I remember when Chained to the Rhythm came out, and she was saying that this album, well, not necessarily the album, but the song was going to be like a political statement. And with this song, I'm getting that vibe too. It's like one of the things she's saying is like, we're all just looking for connection, but in this world of social media, how do we connect? And so lyrically, I think there's some cool elements going on in here. But, you know, at the end of the day, this should be a strong intro track, and it just kind of feels like a weird album filler. It starts off really strong, and then there was like a part in the chorus where I was like, ooh, that's the move we're gonna go with the production on here. I like her sincere vocal. I feel what she's saying, but I feel the song just fails to build up any momentum. And you know, I don't need this to be like a big, like, ethereal like opener that we're kind of getting, like, you know, that we've gotten in like that, well, because technically Teenage Dream, there's not really anything ethereal on there, but like, you know, like with Roar or Legendary Lovers, I feel like this song wants to be like that, but it doesn't want to be like that. So I don't know, I'm a little underwhelmed by the beginning. It just didn't flow for me. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but not what I think it wants to be. Track number 2, Hey Hey Hey, which was the final single, and this one did not chart. And I do believe that this song got a music video, which I think, well, no, I know I saw it because I think it like has like the Dangerous Liaisons type costumes. Like, I forget what era that technically is, but you know what I mean? Like the big poofy, big wigs. No, that's not Victorian. Elizabethan, yeah, the Elizabeth. Maybe that's too. I don't know. You get the drift there. But I remember I didn't like it. So but I don't remember how it goes. So here we go.
Brain with the pretty face, yeah. A baby doll with a briefcase, yeah.
Ha.
'Cause I'm feminine and soft, but I'm still a boss. Marilyn Monroe in a monster truck. 'Cause I can be zen and I can be the storm, yes.
Oh, this reminds me of something.
And I pierce like a thorn, yeah. Hey, 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 you think that I'm a little baby? You think that I am fragile like a fabric? Oh, 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 no. No, oh, 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 no. No, oh, oh, oh,
That's easy to follow. I like that. This sounds so familiar. This pre-chorus, so familiar. You know, okay, so at first when we were like in the middle of the song, I was like, yeah, I still don't know if I love this. But then towards the end, my opinion did change a little bit because I liked when that like cinematic like production sound came in. I was like, ooh, I don't remember that. So with this song, I mean, Katy is just saying that, hey, 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 she's a strong bitch. She's not gonna break like a Fabergé egg, which are so pretty. And she's pretty, so it's kind of a nice analogy. But the production, it's like it wants to be a pop song, but it's also like one of those indie people that are like, fuck pop music, but we also kind of like want to be pop music. And it's like, I feel like it's very torn as to what it wants to be. But this one does, like I said, towards the end, it does get executed a little better because that, hey, 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 oh, oh, that's really fun. So, you know, I actually think that this song did grow on me a little bit. Like I said, I know I'd heard it before. You know what? Before I sound like a whole ass idiot, let me just pull up a YouTube and let me type in, because I want to be sure that I'm thinking of the right video. Hey, Katy Perry. Is it the, I'm not, yes, I was right. So it is that. So I'm gonna have to look at that one again. But it grew on me. However, this is one thing I want to say is that this single did not chart. And, you know, I could have seen it, I feel like it deserved to somewhat chart, but I don't think that this song was robbed in any way. I don't think it's that great, but I did grow to like it. So I'm gonna put a like next to it because, hey, 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 I'll listen to it again. Track number 3, Roulette.
Days on Something stirring, I might need to unwind. There's you.
Oh, I think we're getting a dance, like a dancey song.
Of trouble, God, but I've been so careful.
Okay.
Big city lights, got me flirting with fire. Tonight I'm gonna let my hair down, have a few rounds and just let go like roulette. Wanna close my eyes and roll it with you.
Okay, I like it, but I don't love it.
And sometimes you got to give in to temptation. So I lost a bullet with your name written on it. Just load it and spin it like roulette. Oh, with you.
Okay, this was an interesting little piece here. So when I was first, hearing it, I was like, oh, is this it kind of sounded like it was gonna become like a new Walking on Air type moment, this very dance clubby song. And in a sense it kind of is, but when it goes to the chorus, the beat is not what you think it's gonna be. It's a little more, it's not like, woo, it's kind of like, woo. You're kind of like roulette, This one I liked that there was a sense of danger to it, like what she's about. It's roulette. It's gonna be like, Russian roulette. Like it's a dangerous game. As Kylie Minogue would once say, a dangerous game. So I really did like the urgency to it. That we're throwing away everything that we once were. We were once calculated. Now we're playing roulette. I kind of wish that this had opened the album. I think it's a very strong opener, and I feel that it kind of goes more into what Katy was going into this album, that it was going to be very different from, lovey-dovey Teenage Dream and the more lovey but still ethereal Prism. I would have actually rather this had opened the album. Maybe when I listen to this, I might resequence it from my ears. But I did like Roulette. So far, it's probably my favorite track I've heard off of the album. So that was a nice surprise. Also, I could have seen this being a single. I don't think a top 10 single, but I could have seen a single release. Okay, track number 4. We have a song that I know, a song I really do like. This was the third single, Swish Swish, which features Nicki Manaj. So here we go. They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck?
A tiger, don't lose no sleep, don't need opinions from a shellfish or a sheep. Don't you come for me, no, not today. So keep calm, honey, I will stick around for more than a minute. Get used to it. Funny, my name keeps coming out your mouth, 'cause I stay winning, lay 'em up like swish, swish, bish. Another one in the basket.
Backpack Kid.
Katy Perry.
I can't do it sitting down. I can't do it standing up. But floss it out. Pink Ferragamo sliders on deck. Silly rap beats, just give me more checks. My life is a movie, I'm never offset. Me and my Migos, no, not offset. Swish, swish, I got them obsessed.
But my shooters that make them dance like dubstep. Swish, swish, all my haters is obsessed. 'Cause I make them, they get much rest. Don't be trying to double back, I already
Despise you.
all the fake love you're showing couldn't even disguise you. When Nicki getting tan, mirror, mirror, who's the fairest bitch in all the land? Damn, man, this bitch is a stan. This is pimp shit, baby. I only rock a queen, so I'm making hits with Katy. Swish, swish, bitch.
Okay, that was Swish Swish, and I remember immediately when this song came out, I did like it. I really did like that she was very, it was very different from the first two singles. Like, this one was very much like an FU anthem, Swish Swish Bish. I love the line about, and Karma, she keeps her receipts, and I was like, that's fucking right. I did not like the music video for this. It was a sport basketball. It was a basketball court, and I was like, ew, don't care about sports. So I didn't love that. And the song itself isn't the greatest thing that's ever been written. But I do like it. Every time I hear it, I do remember when, because I remember the single cover artwork, which was like the hands like holding the receipts. Yeah, I do like Swish Swish. I think it's a fun song. It's got just that they know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? It's just, come on, that's iconic. And I do like it. It's not the biggest hit that it could. Again, at 46, I would have liked to have seen this a little higher, but I don't see a #1 hit single, but I do like Swish Swish. Track number 5, Deja Vu.
I'm the one, then you wake up. You
That's not good.
I'm in a vacuum. Everything's the same. Definition of insane. I think we're running on a loop. Deja vu. Your words are like Chinese water torture. And there's no deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Is everything's the same.
So, that was Deja Vu, and I want to plainly say I don't hate this song, but I just don't think it lives up to its potential. I like the idea of her talking about being in this relationship and that, like, it's just so... it's so benign that it just feels like everything is like we've already done it. It just feels like deja vu. Every day is the same. Like there's no spark. There's nothing to this. And unfortunately, and this could be intentional as well too, but the production feels that way too. It kind of goes into that weird little beat where it's like, again, it almost like wants to be a dance song, but it's not. And I feel like this one is a little more intentional. But I feel like they could have made the beat or like the backing a little more, they could have gone for the more ethereal sound and it could have felt a little more, they could have made it feel darker than it actually ended up being. I just feel like it was I don't know. Lyrically, I liked what was happening. I liked Katy's vocals, but something was just, it felt like an album track. And I feel like it could have ascended into being a little more than just that. It's a shame, but I'm torn because it's like I want to put a like next to it, but I also like don't want to put a like next to it. I don't know. I don't know. Track number 6, Power. Oh wow.
I was fine before I met you.
Okay, that was Power. I didn't like it. Lyrically, I didn't have a problem with it lyrically. There were clear things where I think she was talking about like her, her past marriage, like she's a little pissed, but now she's got her power back. What really did me in with this song was the production. It just sounded so dirty, and not in a good way. It just sounded like I don't know, like the bit rate felt really low. I don't know, so many different things that I was just like, yeah, no, not for me. The drumming and then the weird, yeah, no. Track number 7, Mind Maze.
Shatter the illusion seen behind the curtain.
Ooh, interesting use of auto-tune. I did like it.
Every hit gets harder.
This is really pretty.
Fighting with
I like
armor. You surrender. It's a mind maze. All these hard games caught in a cage. A complex cage. Am I a colorful? Will I be divine? I gotta free myself and get out of my own way. Inside me.
Okay, that was Mind Maze, and for me, this was, again, another no-no. I loved how it started off. I was like, oh my god, we're like going into our mind is a maze, and I felt that. I was like, lyrically, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down, the production was really nice, and then we hear like the first little shred of stylistic autotune, and I was like, oh, okay, just a little thing there, that's cool, that's cute, but then the whole chorus was over, and again, distinctly done for a purpose, but I couldn't really, I was like, why would your mind, the purest thing that you can have is your own thoughts, and your thoughts are like, maybe it's trying to go deeper than that, I don't know, but it didn't fit right to me. It just, I feel like this could have been, I feel like it could have been so much better, I really do, but no, no, I didn't like that. I wish it took me somewhere, but no. Track number 8, Miss You More. Lots of snapping on this album.
But your mind plays tricks with distance.
Okay, I'm liking where we're heading.
I miss you more than I loved you.
Oh, I missed you more than I loved
I
you.
miss you more than I loved you.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I do. We're a match, I'm not a fate. We were a dream, unrealistic. We didn't
Oh, that's pretty in the background. Where are we going?
I miss you more than I loved you. I miss you more than I loved you.
Ah, yes, Katy. That's right. Okay, so I think out of the songs, you know, going into this album that I didn't know, this is my favorite so far. I think also mostly because this sounds like something that could have fit on Prism, and I'm here for that. With what I'm getting so far, I'm very much here for that. I love the idea of that lyric, like, I miss you so much more than I loved you. Like, when you were here, I didn't really like you or love you all that much, but now that you're gone, I'm like, huh! I miss ya. I feel that in a weird sense too. Like, I've talked on this channel many times about how in this past year I have a friend who's been my friend for years, and she decided she didn't want to be my friend anymore in 2020. And like, I've been fine. I've not shed a tear over it, but there's some days where I'm like, I miss you. But then I think I'm like, wow, you really got on my fucking nerves when I was with you. So I'm like, why do I miss you? But right now I'm missing you more than I enjoyed being. You know, it's like a weird thing. So I did like this one lyrically. I loved her vocal. I liked the production. It's very triumphant and ethereal, which is what we love. So far this is my favorite track off of here. I did like it. Track number 9, we have the lead single, a song that I really, really like. This is Change of the Rhythm, which features Skip Marley. So here we go.
Your rose-colored glasses on and the party on. Turn it up, it's your favorite song. Dance, dance, dance to the distortion. Turn it up, keep it on repeat. Stumbling around like a wasted zombie. Yeah, we think we're free. Drink this one song. We're all chained to the rhythm, to the rhythm, to the rhythm. Turn it up, it's your favorite song.
It is my desire, break down the walls to connect, inspire. Open all your high place liars. Time is ticking for the empire. The truth they feed is feeble, as so many times before. The greed of all the people. They stumble and they fumble and we about to riot. They woke up the liars.
Turn it up, it's your favorite song. Dance, dance, dance to the distortion. Turn it up, keep it on repeat.
Chained to the Rhythm is just as good as it was the first day I heard it. I remember when this came out, and I think I don't know if the video came out right away, but I remember loving the video. I loved the song. I loved what she had to say. As someone who, because keep in mind, when this album came out, and especially the single, I was a sophomore in college. And the one thing that I always found very astonishing is how people very much limit themselves on the music that they listen to, especially, you know, for the kids today. They think that if it came out past the year that we're in right now, that it's old and irrelevant, which could not be further from the truth. And I just remember thinking, I was like, and the reason why I think that this single, because it got to number 4, this should have been a number 1 single, because it's true about most people. You are chained to the rhythm. By listening to the artists that you listen to, especially these current ones, like very current, you're just being told that you like them. Like, you're not expanding and listening to other things as well too. So it's just kind of like, I felt like this had a lot of like cultural reference and like significance to it. And I think people didn't want to hear that. People don't want to hear the truth. So that is where it is there. But this song is so good. Skip Marley, I remember I loved his feature when it was on it. I just think the video is so good. Like, everything about this song is so good. Should have been a #1 single. I do love Chained to the Rhythm. It's in a weird little spot, like in the middle of this album. So far, this album isn't as, like, we'll save it for the end. But I do love this song. Track number 10, Tsunami.
Make me a ripple till I'm wavy. Don't be scared to dive in deep. Tsunami. Tsunami.
That was Tsunami, and I feel like this song, from some of the lyrics I was getting, I felt like this song really thought that it was like Birthday or Peacock, but the thing is that it was so boring. I was like, if you're gonna have like these little bit of like get in the water, it's the tsunami, like it has none of the fun aspects of what either, like, it wants to be that, but it's also not. It was kind of boring. I was like, Tsunami, and I was like, okay, Katy. I was like, so yeah, that was Tsunami. Just a little boring. Track number 11, we have a bop, we have a Bon Appetit. Here we go. Hey. Yeah. Katy Perry. Migos.
Cause I'm all that you want, boy. All that you can have, boy. Got me spread like a buffet. Bon appetit, baby. I'll call me morning. You want what I'm cooking? Boy, let me take you under candlelight. We can wine and dine. A table for two. And it's okay if you take your time. Eat with your hands, fine. I'm on the menu. Cause I'm all that you want, boy. All that you can have, boy. Got me spread like a buffet. Bon appetit, baby.
Okay, that was Bon Appetit, and I remember I did like this song when it came out. I still like it to this day. In the video, it's unfortunately where we see Miss Katy Perry cut off her hair and get I don't even want to call it a hairstyle, but this look, which I never was a fan of. I think her hair, like the brownish black hair, oh my god. Even though I do like her long blonde hair now too, but I mean, come on, her style was just gorgeous, but this, yeah, I didn't love that in the video. But it was a fun video nonetheless, just crazy ass shit going on. So I do like Bon Appetit. The one thing I also do remember is the single artwork for this. It was a very unflattering photo of her, like on a plate, like, and there was food, and like on the YouTube video, her head would spin. So yes, I do like this song. I think it's a fun single. I'm kind of shocked that Swish Swish charted higher than this. But what can I do about that? But I think it should have charted a little higher. I think this should have been a top 10 single, quite frankly. But it wasn't. But I do like Bon Appetit. I think it's fun. Track number 12, Bigger Than Me. Okay, are we getting a dance clubby song?
So I'm pushing my thoughts to a new place. It's something bigger than me, and I can feel it happening.
Bigger Than Me, it's not that it's a bad song, but it's so funny that this title talks about that it's bigger than me, it's big, it's loud and proud, but this song just feels like so small. Like, it feels like it never builds up the momentum that it should. Yeah, that didn't do anything for me, really. Track number 13, Save as Draft, which was also the 4th single.
I struggle, I juggle, I could just throw it right to you, but I should let sleeping dogs lie to reopen the wound. So I and I save as draft.
I don't hate that.
You don't have to subtract me, my number's always been the same. I struggle, I could just.
Okay, this was Save as Draft, and I have to say, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this one. What I liked is that Katy clearly has some shit she's got to say, and she wants to say it, but she just doesn't know how to put it out, so eventually she just takes all her thoughts, someone writes them down, but then just saves it as a draft because she doesn't know what to do. That was really interesting, and what I loved is that you really felt like you were in her head with this song. You felt like you were looking at the phone with her like, ah! There were lots of parts of this I really did like. At first I was kind of shocked that this was a single, and now I'm kind of like, I guess I kind of see it. I could have seen it maybe doing a little better, but again, not a top. This was not a hit. But I did like it. I think it rose above a lot of the other material I heard on here, so that was very pleasant to hear. Track number 14, Pendulum. I was about to be like Pendulum. Here we go.
It's a pendulum, it all comes back, it all comes back. Don't fix it, your highs, your lows, just ride it. It's a pendulum, it all comes back. It's a pendulum, God is happy. Life's a pendulum, it all comes back around. Hey, it's a pendulum, it all comes back, it all comes back. It's a pendulum.
Okay, at first Pendulum was, it's Pendulum. I guess, maybe it's just spelled a little differently. But, I actually did like this. At first I was not feeling it, but much like Hey, it grew on me towards the end. I really did like that we were bringing the choir in. I felt like I could, this song was very nice to get lost in. I feel like the way that this made me feel is kind of what the Mind Maze wanted me to do. Like, I felt like I was in my head, like, it's a pendulum, na 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 na. I really did like that. I liked her performance on it. Again, at first I was like, ooh, not feeling this one either, but then it did grow on me. So I did like Pendulum. I think it was a cute little piece, and it definitely, while I don't see it, I don't see it being a single, I did enjoy it. Track number 15, Into Me, You See, which is also the final track of the standard edition. Here we go.
Into me you see, so camouflage was my own worst enemy. Wide open sesame. Into me I see, into me I see.
Okay, that was Into Me, You See, and in all honesty, it's a fine little ballad. However, what was just getting me is that it just sounded like if you combined Unconditionally and By the Grace of God into one song, and I just couldn't help but thinking, I was like, I'd rather be listening to those right now. It was just kind of like, I get it. It's like I want to like it, but I'm just kind of like, the other songs did this better, so weird little closer to this weird little album. Okay, we are now on to the 2 bonus tracks. These were included with the Target edition of the album. We love a Target exclusive edition. So this is track number 16, Dance with the Devil.
It's a dance with the devil, trying to borrow from tomorrow. It's a dance. It's a dance. It's a dance. Oh no, it's a dance.
So that was Dance with the Devil, and I could make the argument that it is better than some of the album tracks that are on here, but it only rises just slightly above them. I didn't love it. I mean, it just, again, it feels like just a very underwhelming album track. Again, better than some of the other album tracks, but nothing I loved. Track number 17, the final track. This is Act My Age, which is a title that I'm interested in, so here we go.
I'm 30-something going on 13.
Okay.
Still a sponge to everything.
Okay, I'm feeling
Saucer
this.
eyes. They also say I may become
I like this so far.
irrelevant, but who the fuck are they anyway? I don't care what they say. I won't act my age.
Hey!
It's just invention that is made. No, I won't act my age. It's just my reflection that is out of date. 'Cause
Okay.
it's all in your attitude. It's all in your point of view. I won't act my age. Just need a little bit of Peter Pan and some imagination.
A little bit of Peter Pan and some imagination.
If you didn't know, yeah, how you really were.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that. Hang on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how would you really be? I won't act my age. Time is just invention man has made.
Well, that is a really good high note to end this on. Okay, so that was Act My Age, and I gotta say, I think it's the best track, honestly, if we don't count the three lead singles, the best track on the album, which is a shame that this is a bonus track. I'm pretty sure it's a bonus track because it doesn't fit with anything in the rest of the album. This sounds like it was recorded like in between the areas of, you know, Prism and Now. It's a fun pop anthem that's about like listen, I've said this before and some people thought it was funny considering I'm only 24, but as an aging gay man, I feel very much so that like when people say like act your age, like what does that fucking mean? Like I have never understood, even when I was younger, I was like, how come like the day I turned like 18, I'm considered an adult, but the 24 hours before that I was a child, but the 24 hours magically something changed in between that time. So I feel this one in my soul. She was like, how old would you feel if you didn't know your age? Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, I was like, I thought, I forgot who made this like quote, but I've like modified it myself, but I was like, I knew the day I turned 18, that was the oldest I'd ever feel, and it still is true. So I absolutely loved Act My Age. I think the best song, like no, I would say it's better than, I would say it's better, actually I would say it's better than Swish Swish and Bon Appetit. I put it a second to Chain to the Rhythm, but that was a good high note to end on, and I'm happy to hear this. It's a shame that was a bonus track. Damn. Okay, guys, we did it. We completed Katy Perry's fifth or fourth, however you want to take it, studio album, Witness. And the one word that comes to my mind when thinking of this album right now is just really underwhelming. Out of 17 songs, I liked 9 of them, which is a little more than I thought that I did, but realistically 3 of them I already knew, and then the other ones were kind of like, yeah, they were good. Again, I'm still going to say Act My Age is probably my favorite of the songs I didn't know. But so going through the songs that I did like, and these 2 were just kind of like, Hey Hey, Roulette, obviously Swish Swish, Miss You More, Chain to the Rhythm, Bon Appetit, Save His Draft, and Pendulum, and Act My Age. So realistically, what gets me with this album is that everything on it kind of feels like an album track. Like it doesn't, none of the songs that aren't really the lead singles ever pick up that much momentum. They just feel like kind of stuck in this weird little like space, like where Mind Maze, I guess, is. They just, I don't know, it's very underwhelming, a lot of these tracks. I feel like Katy is kind of like in the backseat of this too. She doesn't really feel at the forefront. The production feels like it's not even trying. This whole album just doesn't feel like it. I feel like they promised us that we were getting something like new and something edgy, and it just feels very, lazy isn't even the right word, because there's clearly effort. It just feels like a very bad try, is what I would say. Yeah. I have to admit that I do feel bad for Katy of what, happened after the course of this album, but I wouldn't say that this is like, someone actually did make, I put on my Instagram, always like, what do you guys think of this album? And so I put up today, this album to see what people thought. And someone was like, I don't think it's all that great, but I don't think it's the dumpster fire that people were saying it was. And I'd have to go agree with that quote. Whoever said it, I'm so sorry, I don't remember who did it. But I don't think this is like inherently like bad per se, but it's just not very good. It's just very underwhelming. Like, I feel like I listened to this and I'm like, okay, that was good enough for me. Like, I kind of almost don't even really want to listen. I know I will, because that's, you have to learn, you have to grow to appreciate things. But as a whole, I'm just very underwhelmed by this piece of work. I just felt like there was no cohesion really to any of these songs, in my opinion. There was no flow. There was just nothing of what I wanted in it. I don't mind Katy Perry going in darker territory, but if she should do it, I mean, she should probably do it. I don't know. She could do it good, and this just isn't good. And knowing what I knew of this era, like I said, I didn't listen to the album, or at least I tried to, and I don't think I got very far. I knew at the time, I was like, yeah, I knew that everyone didn't really like it. But I do remember, when Never Really Over came out, 2 summers ago, I remember I was like, okay, we're back where we should be, bitch. I remember thinking that song was great, and I just think Smile is an album that it's a shame. But because of this, we got Smile, and I appreciate it for that. But yeah, as a whole, Witness for me, I could, in a weird way, I could rank this as my least favorite Katy album on first listen. This didn't do a whole lot for me. And I feel bad, but there's nothing I can do about it. So, yeah, there's that. So we completed the Katy Perry journey today. I'm so glad you guys joined me on this, on this little journey. If you want to see the Smile video, just go on my channel. And this is also in a playlist, so hopefully it'll pop up next. But my Smile reaction from when it came out is up there. I love that album so much. So hopefully you can check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. You can expect a few Katy Perry music video reactions and a reaction to the Prismatic World Tour coming up eventually. I'm not going to say soon, because you never know. But they will happen. So what do you guys think of Witness? Let me know in the comments below. As always, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Rocha, Twitter at Sal Says Stuff, and I will see you guys very soon. Next weekend, I start my Janet Jackson discography journey. I couldn't be more excited. It's a shame that for Katy in this journey, I'm not leaving on the highest note, but if you technically watch Smile after this, we're ending on the biggest note. So either way, it's fine. But I'm glad I listened to this. But yeah, it didn't do much for me. So again, comment, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. We always end on a pun. What? Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. Well, hey. We just witnessed, and it was what it was. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.